From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on the Noon News. I'm Diane Parker. Miller has the weekend forecast, plus the state's largest city is making an effort to rein in crime. But first, our top story. Yellowstone National Park is officially open for the winter season, opening the gates just a few hours ago. MTN's John Shearer joins us from the park's west entrance.
West Yellowstone streets are snowy but lonely this week. That all changed today.
It really just brings a heartbeat to the town.
As soon as the gates open, people come in.
Great snow, really early snow. You know, we always have our ski fest that weekend of Thanksgiving, so we're always hoping for snow. And this year we got a lot of it early on.
And that's pumping up bookings for rooms, snowmobiles, and skis.
It's happening. I mean, we have just an awesome amount right now. It's been really good skiing. The trails have been groomed since early November.
With the opening of this gate, access to the heart of Yellowstone is available to winter visitors who are eager to see the famous thermal areas in the unique and beautiful winter setting.
This is the earliest that we've switched over to snow vehicles in quite a number of years. We've been on snowmobiles in the park for employees for a couple weeks.
People are coming into town not only for the park, but it draws them into the town for the park, and then a few days later they'll come outside the park and enjoy that as well.
Everyone in town seems excited for the opening, even folks at a shop that can barely capitalize on the winter season.
Winter's the time that we get to kind of catch up on life.
After all, there's not a lot of fly fishing during these months, but having the park open does make a difference.
We see more people through town. We see more people coming through the front door, and that's a welcome change. It's fun to see people in town.
While the park will be fully open to over-snow vehicles in the south, and the road to Cook City will be open in the north, the summer flooding is still casting a shadow. The Mammoth Hotel will not be open for the winter because of flood damage to the Mammoth sewage system. As is normal for the winter, services are limited inside the park, with most facilities closed. No campgrounds are open for the winter, and while you may see more wildlife, keep your distance.
I think we're going to have a really strong winter. You know, we have amazing things. Our events are coming back strong.
36 inches of snow in just the last 2 weeks certainly makes conditions great for the start of the winter tourism season here at Yellowstone National Park. I'm John Shearer, MTN News.
Montana's drug crisis is at the center of violent crime in Montana's largest city. Now we're learning about new aggressive plans to rein it in. MTN's David J. reports from Billings.
Attorney General Austin Knudsen came down to Billings to talk about public safety, bringing somebody from the Montana Highway Patrol as well as the Division of Criminal Investigation. There's been quite an increase in a lot of crime, and a lot of that is around drugs, and mainly with fentanyl.
Billings has seen its fair share of crime in recent months. The city has seen one shooting after another, and many in law enforcement say that violent crime can be linked to drugs.
Drugs, and especially fentanyl, are causing a crisis in Montana that's resulting in a major crime problem. We're seeing violent crime across all categories continue to spike in Montana.
According to the Montana Department of Justice, anti-drug task forces seized 155,000 dosage units of fentanyl in the first 3 quarters of this year, and 172 pounds of methamphetamine.
Back in my day, a drug dealer cared about their product. Now they don't. They're willing to sell you whatever, and if you lose some people, customers along the way, that's the cost of doing business.
A recent surge in border crossings has many taking aim at the Biden administration's border policies, alleging that cartels are exploiting the chaos to smuggle fentanyl into the country. Montana Highway Patrol Colonel Steve Lavin, who says troopers often stumble upon both drug trafficking and other crimes during traffic stops.
The men and women of the Montana Highway Patrol are encountering this violence every day on the road. With the current porous border, the illegal drug trade is ever increasing.
Because of that, Montana Governor Greg Gianforte is taking action, calling on lawmakers to invest in more agents and prosecutors to tackle the drug problem. That proposal includes a $7 million investment in 2024 and 2025 for new patrol vehicles and firearms, along with more funding for 21 more law enforcement officers and 3 new prosecutors.
These new personnel will be focused on fighting drugs, human trafficking, major crimes, and crimes against children.
A multi-pronged approach to a complex problem that continues to grow, and one taking its toll on nearly every county in the state. In Billings, David J., MTN News.
The new Congress will be asked to consider a bill to raise national minimum wage for public school teachers. The American Teacher Act would encourage states to raise minimum teacher salaries to $60,000 per year. It would also require annual salary increases to match inflation. The bill would need to be reintroduced in January and then approved by both houses before heading to President Joe Biden's desk. Well, it was a celebration in Great Falls this week as the city's first ever medical college makes significant construction progress. The Touro College of Osteopathic Medicine is expected to open in July. It's been under construction for about 14 months. The school is expected to bring 500 medical students to the area over the next 4 years. Governor Greg Gianforte is signing off on an agreement to invest $309 million of ARPA funding to expand broadband in rural Montana. The grants are set to fund 61 broadband expansion projects in 27 counties and provide service to nearly 62,000 residences and businesses. The governor's 12 Days of Giving campaign awarded a quarter of his salary to Montana 4-H programs yesterday. The surprise announcement came at a 4-H workshop in Bozeman. There are around 1,700 4-H members in Montana. And that's a look at some of the day's top stories.
Happy Thursday, everybody. The weekend is in sight. Hang on. We'll make it there together, hopefully safely. Still a mess out there with those driving conditions, especially the further east you go into Montana, over into the Dakotas, down in northern parts of Wyoming. Just really bad. We'll tell you more about that in just a second. But let's take a look at those projected highs for today. Going to try to get up to about 26 in Helena, 28 in Missoula, Kalispell, 26. Cut Bank getting up to 26 as well. Glasgow at 18, 18 in Miles City. Butte up to 22. Bozeman just a little cooler at 21. 28 in Billings. We'll go with a high today of 25 in Cody, 22 in Sheridan. So there's that area of low pressure still off to our east. It's pulling away, but still blowing snow is a big issue here on the eastern side of the state. We'll have more details on that coming up.